episode of Creating Photos and Videos, and also Sketching and Painting with Bill. The first episode in that series where I'm kind of showing off this new way of trying to provide some illustration of how I sketch and ideas and things that techniques that you might follow. Okay, so for Creating Photos and Videos, this is probably the fourth or fifth video in this series where I'm using the Insta360. Right now I'm using my 10s, my iPhone 10s with AirPods. But I'm in the video you're going to see now, I have set up the Insta360 1x2 360 camera in our driveway, and I'm beginning to sketch the columns and trash can by our carport. And doing that using my Comica wireless mic attached to the 1x2, and then with a lavalier on myself, and trying to still figure out how to use the app properly to edit the video after the fact. Once you've captured the video and I download it to my iPad, then I can go through the Insta360 app, actually move the view around and have a picture-in-picture. And for some reason, in this one, the picture-in-picture, which is normally static and you can't do anything to it, is bouncing up and down. I haven't figured out why that's happening. But it does prove the point that I can do this. What I see, though, is, number one, sketching with my iPad out in the sun is not a good idea because the video captured by my iPhone over my shoulder was not really capturing the screen, or it was capturing the screen, but you couldn't really see what I was doing. So I had to rely on the Procreate video that's created as you're creating a painting or a sketch. So that's another thing I have to figure out. But it's definitely a way of showing how I approach a sketch when I'm working on paper, because that will show up. And the whole concept of using this Insta360 1x2 camera as kind of a camera crew in my pocket is valid. So I'll roll that video now that I just took, and you can see for yourself how it worked out. Yard noise close by, but my plan here is to again, another test with the Insta360 1x2. I have that between me and the trash can and some columns where the outside of our carport, as you can see. I have my iPhone 10s on a tripod behind me, looking down at my screen. And I'm going to try to sketch this very mundane scene. So I've got the line of one of the columns, and all the things I'm noticing is that there's a lot of sun, so there's glare. So I'm going to have to do this typically in the shade, would be a better approach. Next experiment will be that, because the glare is probably making it difficult for my images to show up, or my sketch to show up. And it is making it difficult for me to actually see what I'm drawing. Okay, that's a little bit too big. Just put in the column first, and then I'm starting to put the trash can in. And I do this in big shapes layer first, just to get where things are, and then I'll go over them. And that doesn't really go up so much, it really goes straight. Because it's at my eye level, that's really a horizontal line, even though the front of the trash can is angling that way and the side is level in front of me. But so I have to somehow represent that. It goes far beyond the column. I'm being more detailed than I probably should at this stage, because this, as I said, is really just to get the shapes on the screen. In this case, it would be paper if I were doing it with pen. Got a drain pipe coming down. I can put that in later. At the top of the column, the cap, and again, that's angling. That's an obvious angle because it's above, and so you can see it angling down towards what would normally be the perspective points or the vantage points. And we'll just put that there, and like this. There's another column out there. Another column is lower, obviously, so we'll put that in, put the lines in for that. And we got some wood down there. Okay, so The top line is angling down towards a perspective, a vantage point, and the bottom is angling up towards that same perspective point. So I need to, let me see, we're going to angle this way. All right, so we got that going there. It's going to, the corner's right there. All right, then we got some wood there, so, oh. All right, so that's good enough for testing to see if this setup kind of works, and next time I need to get in a little bit shadier area. So we'll see how this works out. So as you can see, all the things that, there's still more warts. I still have to work on those warts, but that's what this series right now is about, is learning how to use this new camera and a new approach to video. And I have to say, I could do the same sort of thing as I've said before, using one camera on what it is I'm sketching and the other camera on me, and I guess a third camera on what I'm actually laying down on the iPad or a piece of paper, and mesh that all together at the end. And it would be not that difficult. What I'm learning now is this is not really easy, but I think the payoff will make it a very streamlined kind of way to video these kinds of situations. So I appreciate your checking in, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. And for Sketching and Painting with Bill, more to follow. Thank you.